October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Elizabeth Dineen is the new executive director of the YWCA of Western Massachusetts here in Springfield, which counts the welfare and safety of women and children as their top priority. She's an attorney, a former assistant district attorney who specialized in cases involving sexual assaults and violence against children. And I asked Liz Dineen if that's proving to be good preparation for the concerns the YWCA deals with on a daily basis.
During my career as a prosecutor for 27 years, I frequently referred people to the YWCA, either to the domestic violence shelter or to the counseling services that are available for domestic violence or sexual assault survivors.
Do you and your great staff there, 24/7 hotline, all kinds of programs for women and their children who may be in need of getting out of a dangerous, abusive situation? Do you have any sense of, we've talked about this for years, there have been programs in schools to try and educate young men, to try and address this in all kinds of ways. Do we have any sense if things are getting better? Or I realize it's kind of a hard thing to quantify, but the sense of what you folks hear day in, day out?
I think on one level it's getting better because more people are coming forward to get help. Whereas in the past, people might have remained silent and stayed in an abusive situation for a variety of reasons. But today, for every woman that we let into our domestic violence shelter, we turn about 12 to 13 away a day. A day. Yes, because the need is bottomless. And because we're a shelter that allows women to come with their children, there's, the phones are ringing off the hook all day long because not every shelter allows the woman to bring her children. So we always have a number of women in the shelter that are either pregnant or have children from ages 1 up to seniors in high school. So there's always, and we try to help the women initially have a little break, a little respite for a week to kind of just relax and feel safe. But we encourage them to immediately get the kids enrolled in school so the kids don't continue to fall behind. And then we work with the women in terms of getting them counseling, helping them figure out how to write a resume, get a job, and most importantly, get housing. So unfortunately, it's still happening in society today, but the good part is there's a lot of people who are willing to step out and step away from the situation. What we have is a dearth of resources because the need, as I said, is just bottomless.
I really don't mean to take this discussion into the world of politics, but as I was preparing for this interview, reading some of the things, I couldn't help but think about the fact here we are in a really unique presidential election. For the first time, a woman heading one of the major party tickets. And her opponent has been questioned over and over again about things he said, attitudes he's brought about women he's dealt with or had feuds with in the show business world, women who've worked for him. And some pretty unpleasant things were being said in the first presidential debate that he had said. And at one point, he just stopped and was being told about things he'd said about a woman in particular. And he said, she deserved it. And I got to tell you, a chill ran up my spine because I know from covering the courts a little bit in years past, that's always said by the abuser. I'm not saying Donald Trump's an abuser, but to hear those words, and I wonder if someone like you and your agency, helping women and families in this situation, do you look and say, whatever the politics of this is, with this in the discussion, with someone who's leading a major political party saying something like this, how does it change the whole dynamic of the discussion in our society? Is it telling young men and young kids it's okay, say what you want about a woman, treat a woman the way you want, who cares? Or is it good that we're having this discussion? What do you think?
I think it's shocking that someone would say that because no one deserves to be spoken about disrespectfully because of their size, their age, their beliefs. It's disturbing on many levels.
Let's go back to your programs. 24-hour hotlines. You try as best you can to bring someone in. When there's a space available, when you can help. What happens when someone calls and says, I'm being beaten, I'm afraid for myself, for my kids? What kicks into gear with your team?
There's always somebody who is working the hotline, as you just said. And the person who is answering those phone calls initially tries to get the woman that's calling to feel relaxed and safe. The reason she wants her initially to get a little bit relaxed is because there's a series of questions that need to be answered in order to find out whether or not the woman is in imminent danger. That's really the crux that we're trying to determine during the hotline phone call, because we try to take only women and children who we feel at that particular moment seriously are in danger. So, as I said, the hotline operator will go through that series of questions, and within our hotline room, we have a huge whiteboard that has each room listed in the shelter, so we always know when a room is available, when a room will be opening up, because sometimes we're trying to help someone for 24 hours to go somewhere else before they can be admitted to the shelter, because we know we're going to have a turnover. But and then we have to make arrangements sometimes to help them with transportation. So we might have to provide a taxi or a bus, or have someone from our agency help them get to the shelter. Because very often, women that are involved in domestic violence situations don't have the economic resources. They've been financially abused, so they don't have access to bank accounts, credit cards, just cash. So we have to sometimes work with that particular hurdle to get them actually to the shelter so they can get admitted. If we can't admit them into our shelter and we feel as though they're in imminent danger, we try to give them resources in terms of what other places might be available to offer housing for them and their children.
I want to quickly tell folks they can find out more at your website. It's ywworks.org. Anytime they call, anytime they get in touch, someone's there to listen, to try to help, is bottom line.
Yes, and the hotline number is, which is 24/7, is 413-733-7100. But 24/7, that is in play. And we also have ways to help women who don't speak English get information, whether it's Spanish, French, whatever. There's other ways we can help. That it's just call the main number and get into the main office.
Excellent. Elizabeth Dineen, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the work you and the YWCA of Western Massachusetts are doing in this area.
Thank you so much for having me.